Welcome, Web3 Media friends. Super excited to talk today about something that's a bit more focused on the future of digital identity. Digital identity is something I kind of, I get off on here on the show. If you follow and you join us each week, how we sort of develop as artists, entrepreneurs, and creators in the Web3 space, building value on these digital assets. And today we're going to talk a bit about composability, which is just a complex word for saying like Barbies in a sense, where PFPs adding value to them through assets in different ways, and the ways that we interpret those assets can be very varied. Here to help us explain is my digital composability asset correspondent Gaston. Gaston, are you here with us?
Hello, bonjour. I am here with you today because I have faced this very thing. Absolument. The other months we did a show together, and I was out in the freezing cold, and many of the viewers they said, "Ah, Gaston, you have to be just freezing. I will make you a jacket." And so,
Wait, so you mean like people were just going to make you like jackets? Like what are they? What do you mean? How are they going to make you jackets?
well, they do many things. They take my GLB, they put me into the blender, they do all these things to me. And but at the end of the day, I have no jacket because it is very difficult to make that jacket mine.
This is interesting. So you can't possess your jacket at the moment because just the way that NFTs are set up, we need to find ways to on chain connect that. And so I think that's what I like about our next guest, Corky.eth, who's a co-founder of Chainzoku. They have, in the early sort of, here on the 3D Hub, if you follow at 3D Hub Lab, you know that we concentrate on sort of, the value of bringing 3D NFTs to the space in the metaverse and how to contribute to that value. And I think they have a really good take on bringing assets to 3D NFTs and in a way to make them on chain and perhaps even off chain. So I want to get into more with Corky. Welcome, Corky.
Hey man, thank you for having me. It's very good French accent you got there. I
I
like
don't.
Gaston.
Gaston has probably the worst French accent I've ever seen.
No, it's not that bad, honestly. It's quite good. It's quite good. Good job there.
I'll tell
But yeah,
Gaston that you said that.
yeah,
And
good
so
choice of name as well for him.
he was given it at birth
Yeah, he's got his
in the
own life.
metaverse.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And so, but that's the thing is like I think our 3D assets can have much like Gaston their own lives, and it's growing. When I was at ETH Denver, I went to a symposium a symposium of this study of digital assets and what it means to in the States, in the US, we can have corporations, and corporations in the eyes of the government are their own entities. They're their own
hmm
people almost. You can sue that person, you
Yeah.
can hold them accountable, or that business, you can hold these things accountable in society. And I think that that's going to be very true within the digital age as well. And so Gaston is going to have like his own,
Mm.
his own thing. And so but he needs to develop value. And at this moment, with the jacket, so many great, and thank you to all the viewers who offered, they worked really hard to give him a jacket, like some designed really cool jackets for him. But for him to actually put them on requires, taking it outside of chain, off a chain, doing these sort of tweaks to it. But how do you bring it back onto chain? How do you,
Mm.
and still maintain the value to the original? That's an issue, and that's a problem that I think you guys are kind of. I don't know
Mm.
if you guys are knowing that you're tackling it, but I think you're doing an
Yeah.
interesting job of
I didn't know I was
bringing that.
doing it. I didn't know I was working for Gaston, but that's very interesting actually. If I can help him out somehow, that's a good thing.
We're all
That's a
working
really
for
good thing.
Gaston,
Yeah, we
and
are.
so, but that's the idea of I think what I saw in some of your demo with Chainzoku that you very kindly shared on 3D Hub Lab. That you guys were working on a really interesting viewer to give us a good sense of 3D objects, because a lot of times, especially in the early days, you would get a 3D avatar, but you would buy the 2D PFP. You wouldn't
Yeah.
quite know what it looks like. You'd
Yeah,
have to go
exactly.
right, and so it was kind of
Yeah.
hard to determine. And for me, looking at the face and everything was really hard to do. But you guys have developed just even that, and on that level, a new browser. And so I'd love to walk through that
Yeah, of
that
course.
ability to see our 3D NFT with you, because I think that changes the way that we're viewing them, and that's important
Mm.
because we want to be able to translate them into the metaverse. So I'll
Yeah, of
stand by
course.
until you're ready for. Give me
Sure.
a thumbs up on
Yeah. Yeah, you can start. I'm going to
Okay.
start with this actually. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, with most 3D PFPs, right? Not all of them, obviously, but it's not actual. I mean, it is made in 3D, but it's actually then layered into Photoshop and as 2D
Mhm.
2D layers, right? So
Yep.
it's not like generated in 3D. Just like for our assets are generated into Blender directly into a render farm, and they are really composed in 3D and not layered up. So I think that's a bit different, and that's actually really much harder to do because you have a lot of little details to make sure work together and don't like collide with each other and stuff. But anyway, enough with the technical stuff. So
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the technical stuff lays into the idea of what it looks like and the aesthetic of
yeah,
it. And that's the challenging part is not having things sticking to each other in a weird way, or
yeah,
just the way to view things. From some. I think we saw sort of harshly what happened to Azerbala when they took their 3D model and
mm,
they delivered a 2D image of it. People were like, "What is this? This looks nothing like
mm,
the beautiful PFPs that I'm used to, the 2D PFPs."
mm,
The way of looking at them is very, very different. And to judge, sort of the character, basically, of representing you within, the space of the metaverse is very, very
mm.
challenging at the moment. And I think
Yeah,
that you guys
definitely. Yeah.
are approaching it from that 3D point of view.
Yeah, just the lighting part, it took us like
Mhm.
weeks to figure out exactly what kind of light. We even changed it again like a few weeks ago. It's just this light setup in Blender. It takes ages to get it right. So I can understand why some people just fail to reach it properly. If you're in a rush or something, it's not that easy. It's really not that easy, but it's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. But yeah, we've that's what I'm showing here is almost 2 years of work. So that's why it's you got to be patient and you got to have the resources and the patience to do it for sure.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just wanted to. So this is a demo page that's available on our website. It's called the Chainzoku page. So that's where you will be able to see all your Chainzoku NFTs and choose the ones you want to customize. Basically, this will be the page where you can also send them in daily quests. You can check how many goens they have, which is our currency, the ecosystem currency, and you can transfer this currency between them in the same wallet. And then once you're ready, once you want to customize one, you'll be able to click on this, let it load.
Well, this is the most exciting part for me is like, it feels like a loadout of a video game where you're just like,
Yeah,
okay, I want to, I don't feel like the staff today. I want to cut some people up in the
exactly.
metaverse,
Yeah.
and
So
I want to throw in the sword. So it's just like you have this
exactly. Yeah.
ability to
You click on the
wear.
sword, and then here it is.
Boom.
Here it is. And then, so here in the demo version, you cannot apply the changes on chain, right? But in the future, you'll be able to apply it. And once you apply the change, let me look. There's a combo that I like because it's all purple. You can change this skin for the kimono there. Boom. And then you can change these stickers, face stickers as well.
Because the other
You can.
side just did a very interesting idea of codependent, and trying to come up
Mm,
with a funny play on words, but they added a pendant to the codas, and so
mm-hmm,
a Gucci sponsored pendant was added to the codas,
mm,
and that is permanent. And so
mm.
in doing that, what they've done is they've definitely added value. They said, okay, this is
Yeah.
a pendant, and so you can have probably some great utility with it, but it also, relative to how the market perceives it. Oh, that thing now has a Gucci pendant that is worth
Yeah.
more
It's worth
in the
more. Yeah, of
in the
course.
marketplace, and so they built value into that. The
Yeah.
challenge though is like, some people are like, well, what if I still want my Coda, but I maybe don't want the Gucci. Maybe I want the Louis Vuitton
Mm.
pendant. Maybe maybe I want to
Yeah, well, that's yeah, that's exactly the problem. No, is it really a problem? No, but that's something we want to bring into the NFT space. Is that yeah, basically you can start with a very clean, very normal looking one. Not you don't have to pull out a rare, but then you can through loot boxes or through like doing daily quests or just passive earning, you will be earning these coins that you can spend into this shop. Now, this is the demo shop. There will be way more items, right? In there, and you can make your character more like you want it to be, and you can make it much more rare as well with time and effort, basically, and luck as well. Of course, there'll be a part of luck. But yeah, it's a lot of gamified and RPG elements that we want to implement into all this actually
the
to
the
make
idea
NFTs fun and composable, as you said earlier. Yeah.
So, but that's the thing is like, the fact that you have more than two is amazing. Like, it's just like, oh gosh, I could like, trade something out and,
Yeah,
rehab it. And so I guess what is the challenge for you in terms of bringing that on chain? Because it's obviously it's easy to do, sort of a typical loadout thing. And so having that,
mm,
be then brought into solid value, much like, we're talking about the coda, that thing is married on
yeah.
chain to that avatar.
Yeah, well, that's what we do. Yeah, once you equip something, I mean, you can try everything out in here, but once you equip it, it will be bound or bind. Is it bound? Bound. Yeah, that's the word, right?
Bound, yeah.
It's bound to your character for the
Mhm.
foreseeable future. There will be ways to unbind it, but it will either cost like goins or currency, or it'll be through different specific occasions.
Yeah, if you want to get choosy and picky, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to pay some serious go-ins. We lost them on the stream here because they're very very far from us in Europe at the moment, but we'll soon get Chainzoku back here. We get Corky.eth back on the show as soon as he logs back on. But I think ultimately, the idea of digital identity is beyond like this is the sort of the novel approach. This is like, oh hey, I've got like this cool sword. Eventually that sword could be a super rare. We all understand that. And sort of, the World of Warcraft, nerds here were like, yes, of course, you got the epic. And so like, there's value in that. Being able to, sell that in the marketplace and have that as value is interesting. Having it be bound, I think is important because that also allows for other things to be bound. Mortgages, deeds to your house, these things. I think, that's the thing is like, government's working on a way of like, identifying what, digital identity is. But, here on the show, we want to look for, the creator entrepreneur's ability to control that in your sort of tool set of doing that. And I think that they're building out here at Chainzoku something that has the novel approach to it. And I've got Corky back here. Let me grab him. Hey, we're back.
Yeah, man, I was talking
What
to
is
myself.
this?
I was like, "That's weird. He's not saying anything back."
He's very so
like,
talkative. The guy's so
Yeah.
jocular and he's so jokey and he's not saying anything to me.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that's weird."
Bring that French guy back. He's like way funnier.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
All
I think,
good.
yeah, because I have a few PC issues.
Well, we're
Yeah,
just
because
talking about. Yeah, but we're just
yeah.
talking about sort of
I don't know
this,
where I got when I crashed though. I don't know where I was when I crashed.
absolutely, and we'll bring it back to again, just that topic of digital identity and what you guys are doing to, take these elements and bring them, these assets and bring them on chain, and then allow for those characters with the upgraded, sort of we'll call them the upgraded composable NFT to then participate in games in sort of scenarios. I guess what's the vision there?
Well, the vision is to bring as many RPG elements as we can into this. Basically, I'm a big fan of like World of Warcraft and MMORPGs and RPGs like Final Fantasy and stuff. And I've always loved like decking out my characters and making sure they have the best like stats and looking at like theory crafting around like what the best stats can be and stuff. So that's something we want to bring in. Right now, the most right now like it's all about aesthetics and sorry. It's all about aesthetics.
Don't worry. We're getting
rarity.
so rugged on the video side that you could be picking your nose right now, and nobody would tell because we're just completely frozen on your side. There you go. You're a little bit back in.
Oh, sorry, man.
all good. This is what happens on the show. It's like we're international.
Yeah.
We're very comfortable with it. But I think what you're doing is you're getting the point across, and the point across is you guys are looking to provide value for NFTs while giving sort of a land of RPG. Play in a sense.
The thing we like to say is like we build the playground and people just have fun on it and just people use it. We build the whole story. We build this fictional city. We build this story through the 6 months of manga content that we're coming up with on day one. And then I know the whole story.
This is the thing is like we could go on for about an hour as to the details that you guys have been doing for the last years, honestly, of just like you guys have how many issues of manga like ready to go on day one?
24.
So 24 issues of manga, like the story is
6
set.
months, yeah.
And I dig the story. I think the story is very cool. It's about these Onizoku and the Bozozoku. They have two different philosophies in life, and they all inhabit the same city. And the city is sort of separated and sort of in the middle. There's like some middle ground. In the middle ground,
absolutely,
the marketplace, right?
Yeah, it's the market. It's the Gen station as well. It's like a sacred train station that actually was, because there was a huge cataclysm in 2030. That's where the story begins, and only this specific train station, along with its vending machine, remained, and the vending machine is now something sacred. Actually, it's like a very sacred place because it fills up by itself, and nobody
Nice.
knows why. Nobody knows how it happens. It's like a
Perfect.
magic vending machine, and then so the cans play a big part in the whole lore of
That's
Chainzoku.
what Harry Potter was missing on that train track. That sort of sedates, just like, oh, the vending machine. That's where I can get a wand. I don't have to go to Diagon Alley.
And yeah, and yes, yeah, just one thing I wanted to show just when I rugged earlier is this specific item. And it's one of them.
Let's
It
see. Let me
looks,
try and pull it up here. And okay, you have your share screen.
yeah.
Okay, go for it. We're getting rugged super hard, but I think I can still see your cursor, which is great. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
okay. We can wait a bit till it settles down. Well, this is so we're back to our customization module, right? There's the marketplace. And
Unfortunately,
this
I see just
you can't see
two of us.
anything.
I see
Oh,
I see
really?
me and you in a freeze frame, and it's a beautiful
Oh
freeze frame
man.
because
Is
you're
it?
looking very
I
muscular. You're
doubt it.
looking way muscular than me, which I need to work on.
Oh man, wait. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we can do much about this, right?
And
Let
that's
me.
okay
Oh yeah.
because there's a website that everyone can go to. What is that
Yeah,
website?
definitely. It's myzoku.chainzoku.io.
mychainzoku.io.
It's
And
myzoku.chainzoku.io.
and I'll put that down in the description below after the show so that we can all link to it.
Yeah,
Because I think that's the best place to start. You guys have
yeah.
a really great teaser giving us sort of, the idea of the world and the idea of coming from this world. And like, what was it that you guys found first as a team? Like, were you like, oh, hey, we love this lore and we want to build something? Or was it like, oh, hey, this person did a cool thing in 3D that I think could be a world? What came first for
No,
you guys?
we actually started with the world, yeah, because we ran a fashion brand for the better part of almost 4 years, like 3.5 years.
Ah,
And with this fashion brand, we did capsule collections every 2 months, and with every capsule collection, we had a short video. We did an anime. We did like it was all Japanese inspired, and each collection told a story. But we kind of felt a bit limited by the medium itself because clothing is still quite limitative. And we were really big into Web3 and NFTs. We were looking. I mean, we've been into it since 2020, 2021 for most of us, and yeah, we thought, and we were a bit frustrated with what was on the market back then. We said maybe we can try something new, and actually build stuff in advance and only launch when it's ready. And we have a lot of content ready in advance. So that's where we came from. We started building in October of 21.
that's awesome. So it's just like what I love is when I hear that, I get excited about brands like that who have an ability to deliver product. This is something that I think that is lacking in a lot of teams. Their ability to bring product to market is for them so challenging because they don't know
Mm.
logistics, they don't know
Yeah.
manufacturing, like all these like
Yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah.
These
I mean,
fundamentals.
manufacturing and logistics has been my life for the past 10 years. So that's something I'm really comfortable with, like producing stuff. Like that's what we have. We have a lot of physical goods actually ready on launch as well. We have some accessories for the clothing accessories. We
I'm
have
not
the manga
surprised
is
by
actually
this. I'm
printed.
not
Yeah,
surprised.
we have a few surprises that we haven't revealed yet. That will be available for holders
But
against the Go and
it bodes
77
well for
cards.
the execution of it. It's not like you guys are just going to a vendor website, slapping your logo on something. These are things,
Yeah,
and quality I think is going to be at another level when people understand and know
yeah.
manufacturing and logistics.
Yeah, and the thing we really care about as well is bridging. I mean, it's a cliche thing to say now, but it's bridging Web 2 and Web 3, right? So we all the items that we create in real life actually have an NFT counterpart, and this NFT counterpart is upgraded. It updates when the person receives the physical counterpart. So if you, let's say you receive, like we have these scarves that we tease, right? If let's say you receive the scarf, you scan a QR code or an NFC chip, and it will make the NFT itself, to the scarf NFT, which is composable, evolve once you've confirmed that you've received it and scanned the QR code, which is something we're really bullish about. Fucking hell.
I was saying about, teams that know how to
Oh, we're
execute.
back. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Amazing. We're not
Okay.
even going to
I
go
don't
to the
know.
next screen. Just don't even load up the next screen, and we'll stay like this
Yeah.
because I think this is
Yeah.
actually working now.
Yeah.
But you were
Let's keep
saying,
it that
like,
way.
going from, having an understanding delivery and product delivery and moving into, how to bring that on chain even, which I think is super
Yeah.
interesting work being done right now. I think Artifact is obviously playing with it.
Yeah. And Pudgy
10K
Penguins is
TF,
doing something very interesting as well.
Pudgy, and so using the physical. So it sounds like for you guys as well, you guys have an idea to manufacture IRL hard goods, deliver that, and then once that's delivered, is it something that they scan or sort of QR
Yeah,
code that then
it
is
depends. Yeah, because if it's possible to add an NFC chip in the market in the manufacturing process, we will add an NFC chip. But sometimes it's too complicated, so we go with the QR code. So it's a mix of both. But yeah, the idea is to activate your physical good to have it evolve in the metaverse or in the virtual world, basically.
it becomes an asset to your PFP, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean it's already an asset on UPFP, but
Mm.
once it's paired with its physical counterpart, it evolves and it makes it more rare and better. And like it grows, like it changes physically, aesthetically. It's just gonna evolve.
Amazing. So I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
so my ninja sword will suddenly start to glow. Is it what you're
yeah,
saying? Like
stuff like that.
in,
Yeah,
in
that could
real
be.
in real life, it'll just like start to
Yeah,
have
that could be something like that. Yeah, yeah. Because like, for example, like people have been asking because we have all these katanas, but they're all in their I don't know how you call it, but
in the case. Yeah.
in the case, yeah, they're all
Yeah.
in the case. But people are asking, yeah, so are we gonna see the blade anytime soon? Yeah, and that's
Once
that's
you get
something.
delivery, it comes
Yeah,
off.
exactly. I mean, yeah, that's something that can happen through the because we have this thing called destiny that we teased last week. It's the fact that the NFTs will evolve along with the story. So what happens in the story actually has an impact on the NFTs themselves. So you will see some of your gear upgrade. You'll see new stuff popping up on your character when you wake up every Wednesday after the manga comes out.
Oh, nice.
You will see airdrops. You will see new stuff available in the marketplace, and so we really want people to always have something new to care about, like every week and even every day, because we have this daily quest system that. And our goal is just to have, if people can just spend 5 minutes of their day just on our product, it's a win for us. It's just good. If you spend 5 minutes caring about Chainzoku and looking at
Well,
your
if you're
character
giving
and
us free
customizing it,
items every Wednesday, might as well. Like it's nice, and
yeah,
and it sounds like they're optional, which is great. It's just like it's gonna arrive sort of in this dashboard, and we have the
hmm,
option of taking a look at it and seeing
yeah,
perhaps if it adds value towards what we want to do in the RPG or
yeah,
maybe even in the marketplace. Not to speak so much of the marketplace, but you're like, oh
yeah,
wow, this is amazing because this katana pairs with the other katana, and like there's only one double katana, fantastic.
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
we have
so
yeah, we have
having
this whole crafting and mixing items together coming up as well. Like you'll be able to pick up different shards, for example, different rewards in different places. For example, I don't know if you can get one on Discord, you can get one in your daily quest, you can buy one in the marketplace, and then when you combine the three, you can craft a special item for your character.
technically challenging. Do you guys anticipate having to leverage a layer 2 on this?
No, because the option is to the off-chain. We have the off-chain option basically, right?
Sure.
We actually looked into working on Polygon that was the initial plan.
Those guys are aggressive. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, I mean just for the customization part, but actually
Yeah.
the devs like worked out all the possible solutions, and there was like a very fatal security flaw that we couldn't
Mhm.
go past, so we didn't. So it's either all on layer 2 or all on layer 1, or a mix of layer 1 and off chain, and that's what we went with.
Yeah. All on Ethereum.
Yeah, it's all on Ethereum, yeah,
The ETH
and or off
maxis,
chain.
yeah, the ETH maxis watching, of which I know there are many. Hi guys.
Yeah.
We'll be happy. They're smiling right now.
Yeah, I mean it's all on ETH, and it's yeah, we have very adapted contracts. We try to have the most like gas optimized contracts. We use ERC 1155 for all the assets, so it's cheaper in gas as well to use. And even the minting contract is going to be an ERC 721A, so you can mint in batch and pay less gas. So we all about gas optimization, but I mean Ethereum is still not there yet. It's not Solana or Polygon in terms of gas price. There's not much we can do about it, and just wait couple more years till they improve
Wait
this, right?
until Pepe coins subside, and then all those profits
Yeah,
come back into NFTs. And so
yeah.
with that, do you anticipate that the marketplace has it's so interesting because I feel like, as a team, you guys are building out a marketplace. You guys are building the PFPs. It looks like you're building out the world as well.
Mhm.
Is there, like, in your vision of it, is there a way to unsilo yourself in terms of the metaverse? Are there partners that you're looking at to say, like, hey, you know what, we need to open up in this way, in a big way? I think a lot are looking at, the SDI to, very early on for the other side. Like, okay, like, well, how is
Mm.
they sent it out and they said, hey, you can join the other side. This is how. Do you guys are you guys examining, like, how to engage with the broader, I guess, ecosystem of the metaverse?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, our current plan. I mean, we already did in our loot boxes. We have this own cyberspace called Todai Silly Loft, which is something we built
Mhm.
specifically for that reason, because we wanted to take a first step into this immersive sim metaverse kind of world, and we will actually bring it. I mean, as if you associate the loft with the Zokus and with some other items, it'll bring you bonuses actually. So it'll be interesting to hold them together.
This is just my roundabout way of, will you guys
Yeah,
be
yeah.
delivering VRM? It's just
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's right now. No, I know you guys care. So you guys over at 3D Hub really care about this, don't you? Yeah, we will. That's really our goal. But right now, like if you look at the clothing and stuff, all the folds are like in position, right? They're not generated. So we would need to make all the T poses, the A poses. So it would take a bit of time. So right now, all the 3D assets are available, but they're not all rigged. We will be providing rigged bodies
Yep.
and rigged faces, but like they will be the same for everybody. And then over time, we would like to do VRM, but it's. I mean, I'm sure you know it's a complex process and it takes time, and especially with like because all our textures are like 4K, 8K, and they're not all game ready, right? But all the assets are exported into GLB
Mhm.
files, which can be recovered by anybody who wants that and who wants to play along with this.
Exactly.
Actually,
As you said, like, those of us sort of that are, into sort of this hobby of, when I want to say hobby, but we were calling it earlier a bit of a niche, because
yeah,
I don't think a lot of people have really seen the power of it. And I think that that's, what we, at the 3D Hub Lab, and, here on the show, and certainly, with your project Chainzoku, are looking to do is to raise the profile of understanding, digital identity in the metaverse. It's coming. Like, it's just,
mm,
that's where social media is going to be. That's where, everything's going to exist as sort of ways of making money, and, by doing quests, ways of, as we're hearing, Grand Theft Auto is about to go into this, and
yep.
so, ways of being able to craft and design things yourself and then place them onto a marketplace. There's a whole
Yeah, and
economy.
brands coming into this as well. Like brands collaborating with metaverse brands. I mean, regular brands collaborating with metaverse brands, and that's something. I mean, we have a whole roster of artists that have already made sketches and made 3D assets for us, and we're gonna bring artists made assets into Chainzoku,
Amazing.
and the next step is to bring brand made assets into Chainzoku. We have reached out to a few brands. We haven't concluded anything, so we can't announce anything, but we have a few leads,
But you
and
but
that's
you
really
will
something we
come
want
back
to.
to the show, and then you can announce them there.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. I'd be glad.
Like I
I'd be
always say,
happy.
because I think that, these initial interactions and meetings, just to sort of give an overview to, what I
Mm,
think is very unique and cool. Please check out the website again, which I'll put down below.
yeah, sure.
My Chainzoku dot
Yeah,
myzoku
you
dot
can just
io.
do chainzoku.io and then you can go into the myzoku tab. I think it's easier.
Perfect. Chainzoku dot
And check
io.
out the lore tab as well because you have the interactive map and it's really cool as well.
I do like this idea of Todai City. It's actually a super, super cool
Yeah,
idea. And so it seems
thanks.
like you guys have been working on the lore for a very long time. You have
We have.
24, that are
Yeah.
about to come out in terms of mangas. And, the story is there and the story is ready. And now it's about delivering. And again, I have high hopes for you guys because you guys have an experience of delivering product.
Absolutely.
As
Yeah.
some of us are still waiting for, like, a pair of shoes or a hoodie from, like, 2021. It's just like, it's a black hoodie. Just put your logo on it and send it to me.
Yeah. Just know we
It's
will not be doing a black hoodie. We will not fall into this. It's not gonna happen.
good for you for innovating. And I think, staying out of the mire that is complacency within the space, because that
Mm,
does make it, more of a perception of a cash grab. This is
mm.
quality innovation. on a lot of fronts. And I think, again, I see this, and I wanted to talk with you about this because I see this level of execution with an understanding of delivery, of how to deliver,
Yeah.
making sure things are prepped, and sort of, giving a damn about how they're
Yeah.
delivered. So
Yeah, exactly.
you're
Maybe too much for them sometimes. But yeah.
so quickly talk about that as a founder, because I think that that's important for artists and entrepreneurs to know that it's challenging being a founder, especially at the precipice of this type of delivery. How has that been emotionally for you?
Oh, it's not been easy. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of stress because
And thank you for that.
like
No, please, I
yeah.
appreciate your honesty.
No, I do care a lot about like the community feedback and stuff. So like lately we had a few community members who were not happy about a few announcements that we made, and we reacted, we adapted, and I think people are mostly happy now. But yeah,
Those are just
it's
the
not
ones
easy
worried about
'cause-
their bags. They're just like, oh,
yeah, but
how do I flip
I mean
this?
it's totally fair. It's totally fair. Web3 is about the bag in the end, isn't it? So we want to be proud of the product we come out with, and we want to have a very great experience for everybody who believes in us. But you need to cater to people who care about their bags as well. That's just you need to navigate this for both types of people. That's just what Web3 is like these days, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And yeah, when you put your heart and soul into this, like thousands of hours, sorry, it's literally thousands and thousands of hours on everybody's sides. It's not always easy to accept critics and stuff, but I think we have a great community, and they're really happy with what we're about to deliver, and very excited most of the time.
Well, it's clear that you give a damn, and I think
I
that
do give
that's
a damn. I
important.
really do.
It's an important first step, and your level of execution looks really great. So excited to see the mint May 31st. I know you got a lot of things
Yep.
to do until then, so I'm going to let you go. But May 31st is
Thank
the
you.
mint, and
Yep.
we hope to catch up with you after and talk about
Yeah,
the
I would
great
love it. Yeah,
successes.
I love being on this show with you. It's refreshing. It's very good. Thank you.
Very chill.
It's very nice.
Thank you so
And
much, Corky.
thank you for
We'll see you
having
soon.
me. Yeah, take care. Peace.